No more smoking weed. I'm going to test you 30 days from today because weed stays in your body for 30 days. I will test you on June 1st, where it should be out of your system if you don't smoke from today on. If you smoke after today, you are guaranteeing yourself a jail stay. Do you understand? You are not to have any communication with any of the people that you hang out with at the store, and you're not allowed to go back there. And I'm putting a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. So I will know if you're at school or if you're toying with me. Do you understand? And I'm giving you a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You can either have it this way or you can go to jail. What do you want to do? If your mom tells you to jump, you better ask how high, because you give her one problem, I will put you on my knee and I'm going to spank you like a little child, but I will do it with a ton of jail time. Do you understand? I'm not playing games, and I'm tired of your behavior. And I'm going to give your mom my card so she can call me directly if she ever has any problems with you. Do you think she wants to be here? Do you think she wants to be in court? She could be at home making money, but now she's got to spend the next 5 hours spending money coming downtown on multiple occasions, pay for parking, because you act like a knucklehead. Not only that, if you don't graduate from high school, have you seen all the people back there? You know what they are? Children that never grew up. People that have no self-control. That's what we have back there. They will amount to nothing for the rest of their life. They will never have a pot to piss in. They will never have money. They'll never go on vacations. They'll never buy a Lexus, a Mercedes Benz. They'll never go to Fiji. That's what life is about. Life is about buying nice things, going on expensive, lavish vacations, not going to court over and over.
I want you guys to really realize that the caption of this video reads, "When the judge revealed what the young man had done, even his mother seemed scared of him." Understanding that a young man needs a father figure who he has a healthy respect of is something that's lost in today's society. As beautiful as, because we're going to check out some of these comments and people are looking at this and saying, wow, this is what he needs, right? This is what he needs to get his life together. And they're talking about this is what the mom needs. But as beautiful as this interaction is, because discipline is beautiful when it results in a changed life. And no one disciplines someone they care about when they actually do care about them. And it's done in a healthy way. The product and the motivation isn't hate, but love, right? You have a biblical principle that talks about how God chastens those he loves. Only somebody who does not care about your well-being in this life will watch you make mistakes, not say anything, and will allow you to fall deeper and deeper into your own destruction.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
But again, as beautiful as this is, it shouldn't be like this. It really does not have to be like this. I've said in other videos where we're discussing how students are out of control. The last video I spoke on talked about how there's this problem with parents giving up custody of children. And a good number of them are single mother households who have sons they cannot control. This is a serious problem, and gentle parenting is not going to fix this. In fact, I don't think that gentle parenting is what people need right now when it comes to how to raise up young men. If you cannot instill in him fear of consequences, then the only people left to do that will be police officers. And hopefully through the grace of God, you receive grace to run into somebody who's understanding, because then if they don't discipline you now, you end up in prison and jail, right? Let's check out the comments and see what the people have to say in response to this video. First comment here reads, "That mom said, finally, I got some help. Here's another comment that talks about, I admire the fact that he is trying to straighten him out instead of just jailing him. 45K likes on that. 45K likes. Here's another one that says, now that's gentle parenting. Here's somebody else who added, that's not a judge, that's a father figure. Here's somebody else who says, children that never grew up. That's deep. Yeah, he's talking about the men and women who are behind bars are children who just never really matured. They just never got it. Which shows you how detrimental it is to go through this life without properly maturing. Somebody else here added, damn, I will behave, Your Honor. Here's somebody else who says, now this is the kind of judge we need, followed by another comment that reads, the sense of relief in her eyes, like finally some help. Here's somebody else who says, judge said, I ain't even mad, I'm disappointed. Another comment here reads, made me want to straighten up. Okay, Dad. The final comment here reads, same thing happened to me. Judge gave me a chance, and I've been the best person I can ever since. It's not worth it. Wow. Wow. So the next time you're out here championing single mother by choice and not needing men at all, but you want children, remember that you're doing that young man a disservice by not having his father in his life.
Good morning, Mr. McLean. Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, sir. An officer initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing the defendant exceed a speed limit of 45 miles per hour and make unsafe lane changes. The defendant did not have his driver's license, but told the officer his name and date of birth. While the officer was running the defendant's name, he observed the defendant exit his vehicle, and the officer told the defendant to get back inside the vehicle. And the defendant responded, do I have to? The officer exited the vehicle and attempted to detain the defendant. The defendant tensed up and locked his arms.
Everything is conclusory. What has he done wrong? What?
It was the initial lane changes, unsafe lane changes, and the exceeding the speed limit that prompted the stop. And then at that point, he was just
Stop. How exceeding speed limit? How fast?
Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch that? The gentleman there raised his hand. He wanted to interject. He said, stop.
Was he going? I mean,
I spoke to the officer this morning, who told me that he was pacing the defendant at 54 miles per hour.
okay. In a what?
I'm sorry?
In a what? I mean, if it's on 610, he's fine, right? And then he's interference duties. What is he interfering with? What did he do wrong?
I think it was after the stop was initiated, the officer was running the plates, the defendant stepped out of his vehicle. The officer told him to get back in the vehicle. The defendant said, do I have to? The officer told me that.
And that's the basis of arrest?
see how it
Can I
was.
speak,
Your Honor.
please?
Don't. Are you losing?
No, sir.
Okay.
He wants to interject again. Again. When things are going your way, bro, just chill.
And Your Honor, furthermore, as he was attempting to detain him, he locked his arms and tensed up. So as he was attempting to detain him, following that incident of him telling him to get back in the vehicle. And it was that.
What's the basis for arrest?
It was just a temporary
Walking while black?
detention. He was just attempting to detain him while he was trying to
What's he
investigate.
doing wrong? What's he doing wrong?
65.
No, I don't think so. We can find no probable cause. No, it's just he gets out of the car, and then it just the virtue of fact him getting out in the car is interfering with the duties. Really? No. Just when you get into, just be careful out there, man.
Yes, sir.
Life is hard as it is.
Yes, sir.
When you get into, you got to be careful, man.
Yes, sir.
People always have to get you. Be nice. It's not hard.
I was
Things
being
will go well for you.
Too.
Look, I got it. I'm with you. Okay. Just hang tight with me for a second. Okay. All right.
Wow. Listen, think of the amount of times where there hasn't been that judge. He's having a bad day. Because I've had a lot of conversations with attorneys, and it seems like when you're in the courtroom, everything is dependent on the judge at that point, whether he fought with his wife that day, or he's in a good mood, or maybe he's generally a well-balanced person like this judge. And if you have that, good for you. But in this particular situation, a quote came to mind by Napoleon Bonaparte. And the quote says, "Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake." If you see your enemy digging themselves into a hole like what was happening here, where he's like, so what was he being arrested for? And they did not have the answer. And they obviously painted a picture where he was being unfairly detained and arrested. Well, then you be quiet and allow them to make that mistake, right? You don't always have to interject. You don't always have to speak. Sometimes the best thing is to compose yourself and just allow them to hang themselves. A few comments to this first comment here says, Judge Fletcher is a man for the people. I wish there were more judges like him. Here's another one that reads, hundreds of thousands of judges can learn from this judge. This guy says, cop should pay court fee. Here's another person who says, what was his crime? He asked a question and they couldn't answer it.
You know how I told you that I was going to school? I'm enrolled in classes. I start August 26th.
Where?
At WCC for my RN program. Yeah, registered nurse. And also, I got a new job as a registered behavior technician. And I'm on training, doing training. And yeah, I just been trying to grow.
The caption on this video reads, Judge Simpson beams with pride at young woman turning life around.
And heal. And do my best in life for my girls. It's basically like a daughter trying to go to her father and for her approval, you know, say like, look, I did this. I'm on a better path.
Wow. There's a lot in that. But I appreciate it. I think you knew exactly what you were saying when you said that to me. Mr. McGee, I expect great things.
You will see great things.
I hope you guys heard that. The woman who got her life together, who's in the process of improving her life for the better, said, you know, this is like a daughter wanting to seek approval from her father for the life changes. Can you see that I'm doing better? And, you know, there's something that only a father, it's different when it comes from a man. It's different when it comes from a father. It's different. Right? Because I've thought about this in different ways. And I think one of the reasons why it's different when a father gives his approval is because a lot of people know that their mother naturally, in most cases, has a love for them that surpasses all things. And you could do crazy shit. You see rappers out here who are involved in gang violence and their mothers say wonderful things about them. You know, if only you really knew them, you know, killed like 50 people. Mothers have this way of loving that seems to be only specific to the mother. Fathers, on the other hand, when it comes to approval, it doesn't mean that they don't love, but they're able to separate that approval and love. And you usually have to earn that approval, respect, and validation. And it just hits a lot differently and feels more satisfying when you hear a father say, hey, I'm proud of you and you're doing great. I'm on your side. Keep going. And speaking of fathers, if you are a father, consider joining Brew Brothers, community of fathers and men who are married in our modern day. And if you're soon to be married, head over to fathershaverats.com to get legal information so that you can protect yourself before your marriage. Appreciate you. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.